What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com, coming to you on Tuesday, February 23rd, around 5:05 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to talk some NBA. And I was not having a very good year until about 2 weeks ago today. And I've just been riding and fading some hot and cold trends that have me 6-0 the last 2 days. And ever since February 9th, I'm on a 26-7 run, 78.8%, 18.3 units of profit. So I just want to go over some trends that I've just pretty much, I'm not going to say I don't ever blindly bet anything, but I've been riding the Utah Jazz. I haven't faded the Cavs a ton. I am fading them tonight, and I hope you'll be able to see this before that game tips, although that's going to be a little iffy. I have been riding Pelicans overs. Those are the main two. And the over is hitting 8 straight for Atlanta. I've probably been on 4 or 5 of those. And Houston has lost 8 in a row straight up, 1-7 against the spread in its last 8. Now here are two streaks in play, hot and cold, running into each other. So Brooklyn, for some reason, is only a 6 or 6.5 point favorite to Sacramento tonight, and I don't get this line. Now Jeff Green's questionable. The European with the double hyphenated last name, he's out. But and KD's obviously out. They've been playing great with Kyrie and Harden and Joe Harris, and they've still got a ton of great talent on this team. So Brooklyn has won 6 in a row, but straight up and against the spread. Okay, they've won 4 of those by double-digit margins, whereas Sacramento has lost 7 in a row, both straight up and against the spread, and every loss has been by 8 points or more. So why are they only 6 or 6.5 to Brooklyn tonight? I don't know. I mean, I'm a little slightly worried because this happens occasionally in the NBA. That at the last second it's going to be Kyrie's out because Kyrie thinks the world's flat. I don't know, for whatever BS reasons. But anyway, um, so I'm going Brooklyn tonight, -6.5. So I mentioned the riding Utah. Okay, I mean this is one of the remarkable NBA streaks in forever. My Hawks back in it was either 14 or 15 had a 15-0 ATS streak. Okay, this is where Utah is right now. 21-2 straight up, 20-3 against the spread. Now, if you watch Daily Wager with Doug Kazarian and my guy Joe Fortenbaugh, I use whatever the ATS logs say on Covers or Vegas Insider. And there was one game where they won by 12, and Covers and VI had it at 12.5. So I say it's a loss. You may be hearing that streak on Daily Wager and perhaps in other gambling circles, forums, what have you, that ATS streak is actually 22-1. Fine with me. Whatever it were. I just I don't want everybody to think I'm wrong about the stat. I just go by what the two websites I use the most when I'm doing my research. So and look, Doug and Joe know what they're talking about. I don't know who's final. It was by a half point. I mean, lines close a half point off at different various books all the time. Okay, so not only that, again, let's go back. 21-2 straight up, 20-3 against the spread in their last 23. Okay, so that's 21 victories, 19 by double-digit margins. They're not just winning, they're not just covering, they're pimp slapping teams regularly since January 8th. 2 double digitizations of Milwaukee, by the way. Okay, the overs hit in 8 straight and 9 of the last 10 for Atlanta. I got on them this morning on the over at Cleveland at 226.5. Up to 228. I still think you're good. Okay, now the Hawks, I got them at -7 actually last night. They're up to 8 or 8.5. Okay. This is how bad Cleveland is sucking it up right now. Cleveland's lost 10 in a row. They've lost 9 of those games by margins of 16 points or more, not double-digit margins. 16 points or more in 9 of 10 L's. Without Larry Nance Jr., without Andre Drummond, a double-double machine, without Kevin Love, a 5-time All-Star, and Taurean Prince is doubtful tonight. So I'm on the Hawks, and I'm on their over. 8 in a row, 9 of 10. Orlando's won 3 in a row, but straight up, and it's a spread. Evan Fournier has been back in the lineup to coincide with that. And Detroit has lost either 3 or 4. Yeah, just 3 in a row, but straight up and against the spread. DeLon Wright, Blake Griffin out for them. So I'm on Orlando tonight. Washington's a hot team. They've won 5 in a row, but straight up and against the spread. They're in a back-to-back. They won at the Lakers in overtime. Beal and Westbrook both played 44 minutes and change. Westbrook usually rests on back-to-backs. He is going to play. Remember, no travel. They're at Staples, same venue, at the Clippers tonight, plus 11.5. I lean Washington, even though, obviously back-to-back, an overtime game, and a kind of a letdown. But this Washington's team is just all of a sudden brimming with confidence. Clippers will probably be overlooking them a little bit. Clippers win. I think Washington covers. I haven't actually loaded that pick in yet, but that's the plan. Did that cover all my picks tonight? Yeah. Okay, but a few more streaks. I want to throw. We're 6:44. All right, good. I'm trying not to do these 25, 30-minute films anymore. It takes them too long to download. Okay, who did I say the Rockets 0-8 last straight 8 in a row they've lost. 1-7 against the spread in that stretch. And yeah, obviously I said the Cavs 10 losses, 9 by 16 or more. 0-13 against the spread, matching the worst stretch of mediocrity in 32 NBA seasons. They can break that record tonight against the Hawks. Let's hope that they do. Injury updates tonight. We are still waiting on. And by the way, here's a great Twitter handle for you to follow for when you need accurate injury info at Fantasy Labs NBA. I doubt it matters, but the F in fantasy is capitalized, as is the L in labs, and then all NBA, those 3 letters are capitalized. Just looking down here. So yeah, Tyler Johnson available for Brooklyn tonight. Timothy Luwawu Cabarro. That's the double name European that's out for Brooklyn tonight. Oh, I know the other streak I was gonna tell you about, and they are in action tomorrow night. They're against Detroit. The total is only 222, which is one of the lowest New Orleans has had during this run of. And you may remember last year, the Hawks and the Pelicans were just automatic over teams. I mean, huge profit all year long. They both got off to under starts this year, a lot of unders early. Not so much anymore. I told you about the Hawks, 8 in a row, 9 of 10 to the over. 9 in a row for the Pelicans, although we did need overtime on Sunday and some late free throws in the final 30 seconds of overtime. Nevertheless, since January 22nd, the over's on a 22-3 run for the New Orleans Pelicans. That's ridiculous. That's as ridiculous as the Utah run and the Cavs run of mediocrity. The Spurs are back in action tomorrow. Coming off the COVID, a bunch of Aldridge is questionable. I think DeRozan's already been ruled out. Don't get on the Clipper. I mean, blah, blah, blah. What did I say? What are we talking about? Don't get on the Spurs tomorrow without checking what's up with all their personnel, because some of it might be contact tracing, some of it might have had the virus. I don't know. Gordon Hayward went down last night with a wrist injury, left it and returned. He's listed as questionable. It was a shooting hand. I could see him missing a game or two. Cam Reddish is doubtful for the Hawks tonight. Steph, we don't know. He's questionable tonight. So is Kevin Looney for Golden State. Harrison Barnes is questionable for SAC. And I think that about does it. Brian Edwards, MajorWager.com. You're caught up with some NBA trend streaks etc. Best of luck with your bets. Over and out. BrianEdwardsMajorWager.com.